Page 4, King William's March. This is an example of Baroque music. Baroque music is music that was written hundreds of years ago. You can see the dates approximately. Those are not exact dates, it's approximately. So I'm going to go through the process I typically use. Let's see what we end up with. I look it over, it's a page and a half long. That's actually twice as long because it's repeated, but there's a page and a half of music to deal with. Treble, bass, clef signs. There's 2 sharps in the key signature. This is in the key of D major, so if you're doing the scales, arpeggios, or whatever, I'm not sure about that. Whatever you're doing, do them for D major, and it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and do B minor also. 4/4 time signature. Just take it one hand at a time. What I would like, if possible, is a fingering that lets me connect the notes. The fingering they're offering doesn't do that. So I'll make some suggestions. Although fingering, it's ultimately up to you. Your teacher may have other ideas too. Right hand first, right, starting here, puts you here. Remember the F sharp and C sharps, they're in the key signature. So it's 1, 2, 3, and they want 4th finger. I'm not gonna do that. Yuck. Thumb's there, I'm just gonna do that and then 3. Similar to a scale. Here. So that second measure, it's here with thumb. And then for measure 3, 3rd finger, that's a long way away. So I'm going to use 5th finger first. I don't have to go as far. And then scrunch up and use 1. Now I'm in position. So in the 3rd measure, all I did was I used 5th finger and then thumb to get me going. Because I came from here. In the 4th measure, they want you to go from here to here. No. So I'm going to use thumb on the half note in the 4th measure. Scrunch up. This way I can just cross over and use 3rd finger. And connect them. Now going from measure 6 to 7. Measure 6 you end here. Measure 7 is up here. Again, you can use little finger if you want, except we have a G here, so a little finger doesn't work. You can use 4th, 4, 5, 3, but if you got to do that, you just probably just as well use 3rd finger. Just come up. Yeah. Going on, measure 9. Their fingering is fine. No. Measure 15. Do you see the finger numbers in parentheses above? Well, they're alternate fingering. They're telling you you can use thumb, but since I had thumb here, I don't want to use thumb again here. So what I'm going to do is use the other fingers. 2, 3, 1. 2, 1. Like so. Left hand, let's see what it's doing. It's here. Half notes, no big deal. Measure 4, you can use 5th finger if you want to. You don't have to use 4th finger. 5th finger's there. Now on measure 8, you're here. And if you repeat, then you're right there. You just stay there. Okay? But if I go to measure 9, I'm out of position because measure 9, I need thumb here. Do something about that. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of choice. So I'm going to play in measure 8. I'm going to play the D with the thumb. And while I hold it down, I'm going to put 3rd finger on it. I substitute a finger for another when I go on. Now when I repeat, I don't have to, but when I go on here, and that way my thumb is ready to go on. So I'll put the hands together and I'll hesitate at first. That's okay. It's just here. Anyway, I go through the whole thing and put the hands together, and then I'll go back over it maybe a line at a time or so and slowly get rid of the hesitation. So it's a steady beat from start to finish. Keep it slow right now is fine, but no hesitations. And once the hesitations are gone, then I'll think about the articulation. Now keep in mind back in this time period, the Composers did not put articulation in the music. They didn't put dynamics in it. They just gave you the notes. It was up to you to interpret the music. You were taught when you learned to play music how to interpret it. Some editor, somebody has added these accents and staccatos and things. Okay, well, we can use them. They're there. The right hand, I'm flexing here, short, and accent's a little louder. Left up. This is how they can get away with their fingering, because they're lifting up. I still want a fingering that lets me connect the notes if I want them, though. The left hand, I'm just playing it. So I add the articulation, and then after that, I add the dynamics. And again, this is just somebody's idea. The composer didn't do this. But it's for the right hand. It's the melody. Forte is loud. With accented note, that would make those very loud notes. This, in the background, sort of a moderately soft, moderately loud. Now you get over to measure 9, come down moderately soft. This, soft. Measure 12, start that moderately soft, a little louder. Just a slight crescendo. Because now we're moderately loud for measure 13. The left hand's soft. Measure 14 at the end. Come up to loud here. The left hand's in the background. So I add the dynamics, and it's better if you can kind of get in to feel this. It's a King William's March. It means it's a proud, it's like a processional. So yeah, overall it's probably loud, although it's nice to have the softer part in it so we have some variety. So that measure 9 and all those in there, that's nice to bring that down a little bit. Then the speed. Tempo de marche is a tempo of a march, just left, right, left, right. A metronome, that's around 120. So it's whatever you feel, left, right. Left, right. Same tempo all the way through. However, when you get to the bottom of page 5, and the last measure or so, here. After you've repeated it, you can retard there. You can slow down a little bit. It was typical in this time period to slow down at the end of a piece. And again, the composer didn't put that kind of stuff in the music. It was up to you as a performer to interpret it. This thing is repeated. You have a repeat sign at measure 8, sends you back to the beginning. And then from measures 9 to the end, they're surrounded by repeat signs. So you're playing it twice, basically. Just kind of feel it. Try putting in the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. You feel them. 1, 2, 3. I'm exaggerating them so you can hear them, and the left hand's playing on them. But you want to feel these natural accents all the way through. Now, once you can play this slowly, okay, no hesitations. Let's play it together and check that you have the correct notes and rhythms. You should play the same note I'm playing when I play it. I'm not going to do louds and softs. We're not performing it. We're going to go slow. But I will do the staccatos and things, and we will do the repeats. So I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. And there we go. 1, 2, ready, go. And 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Repeat